Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I am Adam. We are back for United Daily Live, and this is the place where you get all your latest Manchester United news, transfer rumours, headlines, all that good stuff in one place. Thank you for joining us. I can see that we're a little bit out of focus there, so let me try and fix that. There we go. That should have... No, it hasn't. There we go. Now it's focused. Yeah, thank you for joining us here on AdamMcKola TV for United Daily Live. We got loads to chat about today. We've got some updates, I say updates, on Jadon Sancho from Sky Sports News and how it's now or never for the Jadon Sancho deal after rumours that Manchester United were going to postpone the deal until next summer. Then we also got talks about Chris Smalling's future. Victor Lindelof saving a lady from a mugging today in Sweden as well as a September 2nd return to training. Mino Raiola's comments on Paul Pogba. Loads of other stuff to discuss here today on AdamMcKola TV on United Daily Live. So make sure you're clicking that like button, commenting, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff and keeping it locked. And as always, we start with a little bit of on this day. And Wednesday the 24th of August 1949. So how many years ago was that? 71 years ago today. Manchester United played their first league game at the rebuilt Old Trafford in close to 10 years. They defeat Bolton Wanderers 3-0 in front of a crowd of 41,748. Charlie Mitten and Jack Rowley are on target and an own goal completes the scoreline. The ground had been requisitioned and then destroyed by German bombs, leaving United homeless before Man City offered the main road to use, a gesture they took up for 8 years. So on this day, Wednesday the 24th of August in 1949, United played their first league game back at the rebuilt Old Trafford after 10 years away from the stadium, the Theatre of Dreams. I can see loads of you guys in the comments as well. Regatal, Ross Murphy, Tariq, Temba, Elia, Kazim, David, Daz, Woo Fam's in the house as well. I can see Nick in the house too. Thank you very much for joining us. Make sure you're keeping it locked. You're liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. Of course, this is United Daily Live, and we're not just focusing on anniversaries and on this days and all that good stuff. We have got somewhat of an update on Jadon Sancho from Sky Sports. It's not an update really, but it's where we are at the minute. We haven't had any news on Jadon Sancho in a while, so let's look at what the latest is on this. As we know, Twitter has gone into meltdown. I haven't been on it much, but I've been checking it out today just before the show, and people are moaning a lot because Chelsea have made a few signings. Everyone's going mental because United business has come through yet. Obviously, United fans, we're expecting at least 2 or 3 signings this summer. I think it's a must for Manchester United, and they haven't come yet, so people are starting to get a little bit twitchy and a little bit nervous. The Europa League's just ended. I'm being a little bit more calm, a little bit more patient in it. Plus, I know what our board is like. We might get the business done. It might drag on for a little bit. I'm not going to fret over Manchester United, the Glazers and Woodward dragging on in the transfer market. We should just be used to this by now. But this is the latest from Sky Sports on the Jadon Sancho transfer. It says Jadon Sancho to Manchester United from Borussia Dortmund could be now or never. Obviously, we heard Manchester United could be putting a move on hold until next summer. Now, that could be a report that's trying to make Dortmund sweat a little bit. Probably think, oh, they're going to go away. They're not going to give us this money this summer. And try and make him lower the price. I can't see that being serious because next summer, the price could go up. He could have an even better season this season. There'll be other clubs in for him. His price goes up. Do you know what I mean? So it's not a guarantee his price is going to go down. It's not like he's a 29, 28-year-old that is, he's decreasing in years left in his career, and he's, obviously is going to be a year older, but he's still a very young player. So I don't think that's going to play into his price going down for sure. But they say Dortmund are adamant he will not be sold. The only way that changes is if United make a bid, and then if Sancho agitates for a transfer to United. It says Jadon Sancho may never become a Man United player if the move does not go ahead this summer. Borussia Dortmund value the 20-year-old winger at £108 million. We've just seen Havertz agree a €100 million deal to Chelsea. So, you probably say Jadon Sancho was worth £108 million on that basis. Although sporting director Michael Zorka said Sancho will not be sold during this current window, stressing the decision is final. They have said that about a few players in the past before as well. And like we saw with United with Harry Maguire, we were happy to let him carry on doing his pre-season with Leicester City until we got that deal wrapped up. We were confident he would settle quite quickly. And it's probably the same with Jadon Sancho. I don't think there'd be any issues in terms of him settling into the dressing room. Any problems in terms of that, settling into the city. You know, he's lived in Manchester before. So I don't think there'd be any issues in that kind of regard either if we did get this one sewn up a little bit later. United are not giving up on signing Sancho, says Sky. But as it stands, they are yet to have agreed a transfer fee, agent fees or personal terms with the player. Now, we already know from Fabrizio Romano that the personal terms with the player has already been done. So Sky Sports obviously differing in their talk here. They say it's gone a little quiet as far as Jadon Sancho confirmed. The information they got this morning was if United don't sign Sancho in this transfer window, there is a chance he will never become a Man United player. Make no mistake about it, this window represents what I call the perfect storm as far as United are concerned. They're in the Champions League. Sancho wants Champions League football. They are realistically the only club that could do a deal for Sancho at the figures being mentioned. However, and this is the big crux of it, as it stands, there has been no bid from Manchester United. Dortmund are adamant he will not be sold. The only way that changes is if United make a bid and if Sancho agitates for a transfer to United. It must be said that Dortmund have been quite bemused at how United have approached this proposed transfer. A selling club has a valuation for a player, a buying club has a valuation for a player, then the two sides talk. Here we have a situation where Dortmund have made it clear what their price is. It's 120 million euros for Sancho. United have said they're not willing to meet the price. They think it's completely unrealistic in the current situation. But what they haven't said is what they are prepared to pay. Hence, there is no basis for negotiation. So United are obviously hoping that maybe the Borussia Dortmund come back with a lower transfer fee for Jadon Sancho. But that doesn't seem to be likely either. Now, obviously, we're hearing about potential other alternatives. Douglas Costa, Kingsley Coleman, David Brooks. But Sky say there's two ways United will look at this. You're generally interested in players as an alternative to Sancho, or they are happy for these names to be out in the open, so they nudge Dortmund into doing business. It should be said, Sancho is willing to move to United. A club is the biggest rival of the club he left when moving to Dortmund in City. As it stands, we are as far away as Sancho going to United as we have ever been. Now we know Sky Sports aren't always the most reliable, but that is the latest report that's in the press at the minute on Jadon Sancho. Now we've obviously heard from Fabrizio Romano on a number of occasions that Dortmund have made it clear they want 120 million euros, 108 million pounds for the player. Manchester United have agreed terms with the player and have found a deal and a contract that would run until 2025 with Jadon Sancho that he'd be happy with. We've just not agreed a deal with Borussia Dortmund for him, and it doesn't even look like we've made a serious bid just yet. But obviously, with United, these things take time, so we just have to hopefully be patient and we'll get our man. But there's not much to be positive about in that aspect at this moment in time. There's also reports on Chris Smalling coming out as well. Obviously, Chris Smalling was at AS Roma last season, and then he couldn't complete their Europa League campaign because United said, well, if you don't agree a permanent deal with us before the deadline, we won't allow him to be registered for you. So he went off on his holidays while they got knocked out of the Europa League, and now we're hearing that he's been handed a lifeline by the desire from Roma to sign him. Again, according to reports in Italy, United was said not to be impressed with Roma's initial offers, but Sport Witness are saying via El Tempo that Roma's new owners believe Smalling is the right signing and so have supported their manager in their quest to sign him. The Italian club's plan is to use the player in a bid to sign him for less than the Red Devils' asking price, as they look to spend between 16 to 17 million euros. Now, this is going to just take us back to where we were when we rejected their bid before, in terms of him staying in the squad for the Champions League, for the Europa League. That didn't happen. Now they're coming in with similar lowball offers. I think we could get more than that from a Premier League club, 16, 17 million euros. Probably get 20 million pounds from a Premier League club. And I think we should be looking for a similar kind of fee for Chris Smalling. He's still a player with good value, still a player with good years ahead of him. He's still a player that did well last season in Serie A. His stock definitely went up. You know, United signed him probably for like 12, 13 million pounds, was it, from Fulham? So of course you'd be getting your money back, but you want to get a little bit on top anyway. You know, we're looking at as we are in the market, and it could be a case that we're waiting for a few deals to be done with players going out before we actually start to see those players coming in. We managed to get Alexis Sanchez out of the way quite early, which we thought was a great bit of business. Now we've got a few more players we need to get sorted out. Sergio Romero's been linked with a move. Diogo Dalot's been linked with a move. Andreas Pereira, Juan Mata, Jesse Lingard, Smalling, Jones. You know, Rojo's been talking about staying in Argentina and saying he doesn't want to come back to Manchester United. So there's a whole host of players there that Manchester United could potentially be getting rid of to bolster their transfer funds before they set up an assault on the transfer market. But it's all going very, very slowly. And as seems to be the case with Manchester United, they only do one deal at a time, which is pretty frustrating as well. Now, I don't think we need wholesale changes. We don't need 4, 5, 6, 7 signings. Obviously, you know, 4 or 5 would be nice, but we need 3 signings. 3 signings we need. We need to get rid of probably more than that, but we need 3 signings. We need to get it. So I can understand some of the frustration, but at the same time, you shouldn't let United wind you up. We know what's happening with these guys. They're always at it in terms of letting the transfer market drag on well into the summer with us still looking to do our business. But Roma still in talks for Chris Smalling. And after we heard a story about Harry Maguire getting locked up abroad in Greece for scrapping with police and all this, that and the other, the story's obviously developed since. He's got a court case which is set for tomorrow. I don't think it has to appear at that. He's back in England now. That has been lowered to a misdemeanor charge, and I believe something happened to his sister and all that, which provoked a reaction. It was obviously a madness, but Harry Maguire looks to have gotten away with that one at the very least with a misdemeanor charge. And Victor Lindelof has been involved with the police as well. But on the other side, he's actually stopped a robbery of a woman, a mugging of a woman, an elderly lady in Sweden while he's on his holidays. Him and his partner were out. They witnessed a mugging taking place, someone nicking something from a basket, and Victor Lindelof, being the absolute legend he is, chased him down, pinned him down, waited for the feds to come, and then the geezer got nicked. So fair play to Victor Lindelof for getting involved. He'd be probably thinking, yo, that geezer could have anything, probably get juked up or something. Some people would think that, but he's got stuck in, and fair play. We'd like to think most of us would do that if a 90-year-old lady was getting mugged. But go on, Victor Lindelof. At least putting some good PR out there for Manchester United at the moment after our captain Harry Maguire has been involved in all sorts. So well done to Victor Lindelof. We're also hearing there's a September the 2nd return to training for Manchester United. So September the 2nd, the Reds will return to training is the latest we are hearing from The Guardian. So obviously that will be coming soon. And the Telegraph and Sky Sports yesterday had various bits of information on Paul Pogba's future. They were saying Paul Pogba's prepared to sign a new contract at Man United. And initial talks have already taken place with Mino Raiola. And Mino Raiola was quoted as saying he's at the centre of an important technical project at Man United. Even in recent years, United have never wanted to open a negotiation for the sale. And they've wanted to open a negotiation, obviously, for his contract renewal. But Mino Raiola saying he will not be sold this summer, and he's set to sign a new contract at Manchester United. After we've seen a video today of Paul Pogba meeting up with some fans in a restaurant somewhere, and some kid crying and that, and Paul Pogba being the nice guy that he is. His agent was speaking yesterday, and he said Paul Pogba will not be sold by Manchester United this summer, and new contract discussions will start soon. He says United will not accept any bid. We're going to speak about a contract soon, no stress. He is a key player for United. They have an important project, and he's 100% included. He told those quotes came from Sky Sports. And what's interesting from that is you've got Mino Raiola saying there's an important project taking place at Manchester United. Now, we know the situation we are in. And if Paul Pogba felt Manchester United wasn't the right place for his future, for his career, I'm sure his agent would be agitating for a move, or maybe telling him not to sign a deal, knowing he could leave on a free next year, and that would be very lucrative for them. And all that, but his agent's actually saying there's an important project taking place. Now, I'm sure Paul Pogba, before signing a new deal at United, would want reassurances that we're going to be challenging for the big trophies, because when you look at the age that he's at, 27 years old, his next contract's going to be 4 or 5 years long. It's going to take him into the latter years of his career, or the start of the latter years of his career. He's going to want to be challenging for the big boy trophies. And to hear his agent come out and say, actually, we're going to discuss a new deal. There's an important project taking place. Should actually fill United fans with confidence. But, obviously, with there being no signings at the minute, no action at the minute, United fans are getting a little bit itchy, a little bit agitated about what's going on in the transfer market and hoping we can sort something out very, very soon. So, there we go. That is the latest news from Manchester United. We'll get some quotes from Marcus Rojo as well. But let's get some of your comments up on United Daily Live today. Let's see what people are saying in the comments. Fitzroy says it looks like it's going to be a last-minute signings this summer. What else we got? 3 signings. Come on, it takes 6 weeks to sign one person. There are 41 days left of the season. Well, these things can happen quickly, to be fair to you. Harry was defending his sister. He's a hero too, says Ross. Yeah, fair play to him. United need a centre-back, left-back, CDM, attacking centre-mid, left wing and striker. Can't see them all coming in one transfer window, to be honest with you. There's no value in the market, says Michael Vine, with that old Sir Alex Ferguson line. Yeah, I used to hate that quote. Absolutely hated that quote. No value in the market. It's the stuff that nightmares are made of, and proper Glazer-nomics is that. Let's see if there's anything else that's popped up in the last couple of minutes in and around the internet on Manchester United. We obviously know about Roma being back in for Chrissy Smalling. Let's find those quotes from Marcus Rojo yesterday. Where are they? I think Man United Zone had them. So yeah, Man United Zone 1 second. There we go. Shout out the guys at Man United Zone. Make sure you're following. So Marcus Rojo. Here we go. So Rojo spoke about Mourinho, and he said Mourinho would shout in anyone's faces, but his favourite targets were De Gea and Pogba. He'd say stuff like, "You're millionaires, you don't care about this sport," and all that. Yeah, Mourinho being Mourinho. The story though from Fox was Rojo was feeling very unhappy at United. He was injured, he didn't like the weather, his wife was unwell, and he thought, what the fuck am I doing here? I have to go to Argentina. So he started pushing his agent and telling him, I'm going. He said, speak to anyone or everyone, but I'm going. So he spoke to Varane, and everyone did everything they could. The Estudiantes couldn't buy him nor pay a loan fee because the amounts were outrageous. His agent spoke to Oli every single day. He goes on to say that Oli is a great guy. In the end, the deal basically was, I'll go to Argentina, play every weekend, and I'll be back in January to fight for my place. Marcus Rojo never did return back in January to fight for his place. But there you go. Yes, Adam Setter, how you doing? The Glazer out shouts are happening in the comments again. And I'm all for Glazers out and Woodward out and all that good stuff. But please don't just start them when you don't get a transfer when you want it, because it's a little bit stupid, to be honest. Should have been on this train from the start. Fuck the Glazers and all that stuff. But don't just start it because you haven't got a transfer. Because as soon as you get a transfer, you're going to be quiet about it again. That's how Twitter is. I can't stand Twitter. Woodward out, Glazers out, that's been trending. Because we haven't got a transfer. Because Chelsea made a transfer today. Like, grow up. Like, do it all the time or don't do it at all. Don't just do it in the transfer window because it's daft. No pre-season with new players. I really fear for the new season. United haven't returned to training yet, and they return to training on September the 2nd. So maybe we'll see some deals push through for that time, because that will be the time where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants the business done. He would ideally have his signings done by then. If we can have 1 or 2 of our deals done by then that would be great. But it's given us like 8-9 days to get that done. Can't see many things happening between now and then. Dr. Tomoy, thank you very much for your comment. Cress says, if we ever sign Sancho, the Glazers out will die. Yeah, the current shouts will anyway. The current shouts will. I don't even know what's going on. We need players. Every team that's up there with us are getting stronger and we're falling behind. Yeah, but like Arsenal signed Willian, who cares? And Gabriel Magalhaes, he might be great, he might be not. But a month ago, none of you were saying we should sign him. No one. Chelsea signed Timo Werner, great signing, but I wouldn't start him ahead of Marshall. Kai Havertz, fantastic signing. Ziyech, fantastic signing. If United sign Sancho, Ziyech doesn't start for us. Werner doesn't start for us. Havertz don't start for us. So whilst they're signing all these players, like, if United do the right business that we need to do, why are you stressing? Like, because we don't need to buy a number one choice striker like a Timo Werner. We don't need to buy, you know, that kind of. We don't want a fight. Why do you want a 35-year-old Thiago Silva or a 33-year-old Willian? I don't know. So I would stop looking at other people's business. Obviously, I hope we do business, but I wouldn't use Chelsea's business as a yardstick. I mean, they sold Hazard for 100 mil, someone else for what? Who's the one that went for 50 odd mil? Morata, and they had no business for a while. Of course, they were going to splurge at this point. Chelsea have been spending money. United need to spend money. We need the Glazers and the Woodward and all that to pull their fingers out. But when's Twanzebe back fit? Hopefully soon, because I want to see Twanzebe at Manchester United for sure, playing games next season. That's for sure. What if we don't? Says Ocean Man. What if we do? It's way too early to be panicking, man. Chill the fuck out, everyone. It's 24th of August. Season don't start till September the 19th. Training don't start till September 2nd. Obviously, these lot are slow. We know it. So why the hell are you going to worry about them and panic? Webby believes we do need an out-and-out striker. Listen to what I said. We don't need a first-choice striker. Timo Werner's going to a team where he's going to be first choice. We don't need a first-choice striker. We need maybe a different type of striker, a plan B, an alternative, a rotation, but we don't need a first-choice striker. Rate Sancho coming to United. I'm still 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10 that will eventually sign for United. I think United will crack and give them the money that they want. And then we'll probably sign like a £20 million centre half from somewhere, and that will be our business done. And that won't be enough. And there'll be room for complaints, you know, because we need other players. I think we need depth. We need a few more players, but you know what? You just got to wait and see what happens, because ultimately it's the 24th of August. In a week we could have signed 2 players, and everyone's been panicking for no reason. So yeah. After we got knocked out of the Europa, I was hoping we heard good news. Yeah, I thought they might do that, try and drown it out with a bit of positive news, but obviously didn't happen. And then I thought after Maguire, what perfect time to announce a signing to absolutely kill the Maguire news, but obviously that didn't come then either. I can't see us making any panic signings. Ollie don't make panic signings. He only signs players that he wants to sign. Any news on Jack Grealish? Now, all the Jack Grealish talk's gone quiet, unfortunately. Obviously, Jack Grealish is someone that I want to see sign for Man United, but it just don't look like it's happening right now, or at all. Jack Grealish's future hasn't actually been that much of a conversation, has it? Nothing really on Jack Grealish, which is a shame. I'd love him to sign for United. Anyway, guys, that has been United Daily Live for today. Thank you very much for joining us. Make sure you're keeping it liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. We'll have Rumour Rater up for you tomorrow. We'll also have United Daily Live up for you tomorrow as well. So yeah, make sure you're heading back. Subscribe, like, comment, share. For now, I've been AdamMcKola. You lot have been legends. I'm out of here.